Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. We are Gills on Wheels. Today we are inside again because guess what? It is raining yet again in Texas. I am ready to hit the road, which we have about a month left, a little over a month. But as you can see, I have no decorations in the camper today. I have no rugs. There are no pillows. There's nothing hanging anywhere. Well, just a couple of things that stay up there all the time. But today I wanted to a lot of people are always like, wow, your camper really looks like a home. So I just wanted to share a few things that I've done that you can do. They're super inexpensive to help you make your camper a home, whether you live in it or even if you're just a weekend warrior. It's nice to have your camper look like a home or feel like a home. So I'm going to show you how to turn this basic camper into this. All right, so first, as you can see right now, I have no rug down. This is kind of what a basic camper looks like when you buy it, which obviously there is nothing wrong with that. If you like it, that's all that matters. So if you want to keep it just how it is when you buy it from off the showroom, out of the parking lot, whatever you call it, RV lot, then you can leave it like that. But if you want it to feel a little bit more homier and cozier, then these are just a few things. So the first thing that I did was, well, not the first thing, I actually first tiled this down here with some peel and stick, the fireplace down here at the bottom. I covered it with some peel and stick tile, but I ended up not liking the colors. It was just off a little bit. So this originally was all brown. Everything that you see that is blue, it was brown, the same color as these cabinets up here, up at the top up here. But I just thought it was too much. What I really liked about this camper when we bought it was all the white. Now, most campers, they're all like so dark. Now they are starting to make everything white. All of this was here already. The white walls, the white cabinets, the white trim, everything. So that just really brightens your camper up. The whiter colors makes it a lot brighter for sure. So anyway, but I do like to add a little bit of pop of color. In our last camper, I painted the island blue, the bottom of the island blue, but because this one was white, I wanted to leave it like that for now anyways. I might change it later, who knows. But anyway, so I painted all of this blue. I can put the color of the blue down at the bottom if you're interested. And then I took out, so the cabinets were they were just like this one that was a solid cabinet. We cut out the middle. Shane cut that out for me, and I added this cane webbing. So it just adds a little bit. It was super inexpensive to do, easy to do if you have a small saw, jigsaw, or whatever. And then I literally just stapled this on the back. That's it. And to do the cane webbing, if you've never seen that done before, you buy it off the internet or off of, you can get it from any of the craft stores. And you have to soak it in water, and when it's wet, then you'll put it on here, staple it in real tight, and then when it dries, it'll tighten up even more and harden. So, I don't know, it just gives it a cute little, just some added texture. So you want to add colors, textures, different things. So this is like a wicker texture. I always add wicker baskets and things like that. And then you'll add soft things like pillows, blankets, rugs, all of that. But anyway, so this was the first thing that I do. And then because this has this like little cubby down here, you could add little books or whatever you want to. It's not very deep. So I am just going to add just a little greenery down here. Now, if you are very good with plants, it is always better to have live plants. I just can't keep them alive in the camper. I do great here at the property, but in the camper, because we move so often, when I put them in the sink and put them in the bathtub or whatever, they end up dying every time for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, so I was like, all right, I'm going to go with fake plants now, which is totally fine. If you don't have a green thumb and they're sometimes less expensive, you know they're going to last forever. So I've added fake ones for now. But if you can, real ones are better. But anyway, so I'm going to add everything here to our little entertainment center, and I'll show you how that looks. As you can see, I have just added this little bit of greenery, this little fake plant, some wooden beads, like I said, texture. So that's something else besides the rattan. You can add wood also. And then this little sign that my brother and sister-in-law gave us a long time ago, which is super cute. But yeah, you just can add a little bit more to it to make it a little bit homier. All right, you can see now the floor is empty. There's nothing on the floor, which, like I said, is also totally fine. But one way to make it cozier, warmer, also good for in the cold weather, it'll keep your floors warmer, is to add a rug. So you always, well, you don't always. I always add a rug. I love to have a rug anywhere, no matter what. Even if I had carpeted floors, I'm going to add a rug because it adds a pop of color. So rugs are always good to add, I think, anyway. So I'm going to add this one here. And I always add this every time we are traveling or whatever. All right, so as I was saying, the floor is just like this. It's totally fine, but it does make it feel colder, not as warm. So we're just going to add this rug. Now, I got this rug just off from like one of those discount stores. Like you can get them from Burlington, from TJ Maxx, Ross. You can get them from Facebook Marketplace. Anywhere. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make your camper feel like a home. So now I've added this rug, and now it just feels a lot more cozy in here just from the rug. Like you could just totally have that and a couple of pillows, and it's going to feel so much more like a home than a camper. So if that's what you're going for, this is what I always suggest is rugs. Now in the rug, I like to make it kind of neutral, but also have a couple of colors in it. Now mine has this like orange rusty color in it, and there's some blue, which that's kind of where I pulled the color for the fireplace, is from the little bit of blue that's in the rug. And then the rust I have in my pillows, and then I have another orange rug that I kind of threw in, and then over here on this side in the kitchen is like a blue rug. So you just kind of tie it all together. You don't want it to be matchy, but you want it to be somewhat cohesive where they kind of go together a little bit. So yeah, I pulled the blue for the fireplace area, and then the orange is where the pillows are. So let's talk about pillows and stuff now. Actually, here's another inexpensive way to make your home camper, I keep saying home because it is our home, to make your camper feel more like a home. Throw blankets. These are also inexpensive. You can get these I think I got this one from Dollar General, and this one from a Sierra, I think is what it's called. Also, if you've never been to Sierra, if you're around one, find one. It is like a discount outdoor store. It's kind of like a Ross or TJ Maxx for outdoors stuff. And this one, actually, it has all my colors. It's got the blue and the rust color in it, the orangey color. But it's not too, like I said, not too matchy. But this is so cool. It happens to have national parks on it. Let me get it close so you can see. This is Arches National Park. This one is Isle Royale, however you say that one. I haven't been to that one yet. Great Sand Dunes National Park. Anyway, it has all the national parks, which of course I had to have. So anyway, so for this one, I just fold it up and I stick it on the side over here. On this side. Oh, somebody's calling me. Let me answer that. Okay, sorry about that. That was a pharmacy. My medicine's ready. Anyway, okay, so this one is a very neutral color. This one's just a cream color. It probably needs to be washed, actually, because I have had it for a long time. It does have a little bit of stains on it. But now this one I take and I just drape it over the back of the... I love the colors of our couches, and I love the couch and the chairs in this camper. That was one of the things I fell in love with. And every time I do a reel showing our camper, everybody always asks, where'd you get the couches? Where'd you get the chairs? But they did come in our RV. So sorry, they came in our Jayco RV. But anyways, I like the way they look. But it is a little dark. So if your couch is like a very dark brown, maybe. I know a lot of RVs come like that, where the couches are dark brown leather or whatever it might be. This is a way to kind of lighten it up just a little bit. Just add a little bit of blankets. I've even seen some people cover the whole entire thing with a blanket or a lighter color cover or whatever, which is also inexpensive and easy to do if it's too dark for you. So now we're going to add the pillows. Let me grab these. Okay, now I've had these forever. That's why I used them, but they also they still go with everything. They also match my chairs on the dining table. They're kind of course they're faux leather. And I just got these from off of Amazon. You unzip them, they come empty. Almost all pillowcases off of Amazon come empty, so you could fill them with whatever. Fill them with an actual pillow, or like I showed in a lot of my videos, you can fill them with clothes, with extra pillows, extra sheets, blankets. And I put these on the end here because they are the darker color, so I don't want those to be the main. And then I got these here. Let me grab these. Now these are lighter color, but see, they've got kind of the orange and rusty color in there, like that's on my rug. I pick up those colors from off of the rug onto the pillow here itself. Also, I've had these. I think I got these with the truck camper. I think that's where I used these, was in the truck camper, and I like to obviously reuse stuff. No sense in buying new things. And then I have one more pillow that I add in the middle, and then that's it. And then now I'm going to add all the decor back here and show you what that looks like. So now I have 2 fake plants on either side here. I just put little tiny screws up in the wooden cabinet. They're little screw hooks that you can put up. That one has a screw one. I didn't have 2, so this one over here is actually a peel and stick hook. I'll show some shots of that as well. So here's more when I'm talking about texture. This is crochet, macrame, whatever you call it. And I know, like, I like boho look. I know boho, not everybody either likes boho, or some people think it's out, but I don't think so. I really like the boho look, so I still use the boho look, and that's pretty much what all of this is. And I've added more greenery, some little bowls, a world globe. This one actually came unstuck the other day. I need to put more of my museum putty on here. It was stuck on the sticker, and the sticker came off. But anyway, so then that's about it here. Except for I have 2 more things, or a couple of more things that I add into the living room area. And I'm going to move them in and I'll show you what they are. All right, so the next thing that I add in here, and I've added this to every single RV that we've had. I had it in our first fifth wheel. I had it even in our truck camper. I had room for this. So this is my Pouf, is what I call it. It's a Pouf. P-O-U-F, I think is how it's spelled. Anyway, it comes empty. I know y'all have all saw this because I've showed it a million times, but I really love this thing. So you unzip it. It comes empty as well, just like the pillowcases from off of Amazon. And I have it filled with extra sheets, blankets, pillows for our pull-out couch that's right here. And it's really pretty. Like, it also matches the chairs and the pillowcases, kind of. That also ties in. And that's another texture as well, since that is leather. This is like the macrame, and then you've got this is kind of fringy or whatever. I don't know, I just like lots of textures. I just feel like it makes it feel more homey. And speaking of texture, my next one is, alrighty, I had to pull it over here first because the camera keeps losing me. It's on a track thing, but if I move away too far, it loses me altogether, and then I have to start over. But anyways, okay, so this is a wicker, it's actually like a storage bench, but I have turned it into a coffee table because obviously our living room is tiny and I can't have a big regular size coffee table. So in an RV, it is so much better, camper, if you have things that are dual purpose. Well, this is not only cute, it's wicker, like I was saying, the different textures, but it's also, it's storage. So I opened up, I have my weights that I work out with in here when I do work out. I have our hookah. It's normally, actually our hookah is normally over there. I don't know why I haven't put it out. We were stationed in Turkey, and it's just really pretty to have for decoration. Anyways, and I have extra pillowcases in here, different things. So always nice to have things that are dual purpose. And then I'll add some at the end here. I always add a few books. I have some RV books, magazines that I add, and a little basket over here, or a little tray over here with some stuff on it. So I'll add that next, and then the living room will be complete. All right, so that is the last of my decorations for our living room. I have painted the cabinet or the fireplace surround, give it a pop of color. A pop of color is always good, not just all neutrals, I think, anyways. Add textures like the wicker, the wood beads, the macrame, the fringe, things like that. I always say, and that always warms it up. And add a little bit of color rug on the floor, gives it nice and cozy vibes, and also keeps your feet warm in the winter time as well, instead of just the plain wood looking laminate floors. But anyway, that's it. That's all I've done in here, and it was all inexpensive. The only thing that was a little bit more expensive than most things is the wicker cabinet or the wicker table, but you can always get those inexpensive, just little baskets from At Home or TJ Maxx or places like that. I like to try to find places inexpensive, or a thrift store. If you can always thrift, that's so much better. But anyway, yeah, this is it. This is the living room. Alrighty, next up is the kitchen. Now, I'm not gonna take everything out of the kitchen because, first of all, it's not that much stuff. It's pretty small. But I will show you the things that I added to make it a little warmer, cozier, homier. So the first thing I added was, well, not the first thing, but I did add this wallpaper. I got this from Wall Blush is the name of the company. It is peel and stick wallpaper. I'm going to be honest with you. Here is the truth about peel and stick wallpaper in an RV. It is not going to last forever. It's just not. Unless you use, oh, I have fuzz all over me. Unless you use some kind of, maybe like a sticky spray, also a glue or something. I don't want to do that because I don't want it to be on there permanently. Mostly because I know it's not going to be on there permanently. But I do, whenever it starts to come up on the sides a little bit, I do have some, like, so you can see it's just coming up a little bit on the sides there. It's from the different climates. You're going through cold and humid and hot and things. So it does eventually come off. But then you know what? Then you can change it to something different. So that's the best part of it. And I like to do that. I like to change things up every so often. But anyway, so what I did add, so I added the wallpaper. I've added this wood. Remember I said different textures and things. So these are just, this was like an antique cutting board. I got it at a market. These are just other cutting boards that I got. I can't remember where I got them from. Always be careful too when you have things like this around your stovetop. Make sure you either really watch it or move it when you're cooking, just because that is a flame that comes up out of here. You don't want to catch anything on fire. I have a little plant back in the corner. Now over here, more texture. I've added this little wicker little tray. I've added this little wooden spoon holder, which was also from a little market that we went to while we've been traveling. Whoops, and I added some little greenery here, also fake. And then my coffee pot. But that's really all that I can add. I mean, you see I have, this is my counter space over here. It's not very much. And this little sign I added, I had that, I think, in the truck camper. And that is down with museum putty, so that does not move. But yeah, that is my kitchen. That's pretty much all that I've done. Oh, except for my lights. Let me move the camera back, and I'll show you what I did for the lights. All right, I think you can see it now. These are also, guess what? Wicker. I do like wicker. Rattan, maybe, whatever they're called. I'm not really sure. All right, so my island, most islands, you know, come with the little lights that come down. I forget what they're called now. But anyways, mine did not come with that. Our last camper did. Well, actually, it had like a weird light fixture that came down. Anyway, I really like these. I found these online on Amazon. I will link those below. And they're just battery powered. I don't know where the remote control. Oh, it's over in the recliners. I forgot. But anyway, I stuck these to the roof with alien tape. If you watch my video several back, I show how I hang up everything in the RV. And that's how I hung these up. They're up there. It's the little switch is at the top. And these bulbs are plastic. Because guess what? When we travel down the road, I don't know why. See, this one is loose right now. They come loose and they fall out sometimes when you're traveling. Even in our other one, when we had a real light bulbs up there, they would fall out. So now if these fall out, they don't break, they don't hurt anything. But I just really like the way those look in here. It just makes it look, like I said, even more homey. Okay, so the next, I've added this rug down here. it just makes it look just so much better, warmer in here. It's got the same orange tones and the blue that's in that rug. Almost the same blue that's on the wall. It's not the exact same. Like I said, it doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. As long as you've pulled some color out of this and that. So as you can see, I like orange and blue. That is one of my colors. I did find a spaghetti noodle on the floor. And then I added these little bar stools. Now, I understand this is not really a bar per se. It is just an island, but it doesn't have the lip on it. You could add a lip on yours. I have seen people do that in their RVs, especially if they have little kids, to have a little bit more room for them to eat. But we actually just use it mostly for decoration. And then secondly, because this table right here, it does pull out like this. There's like a little leaf, so it pulls out. So we can add, well, now I can't get it to go back in. Anyways, okay. So we can add extra chairs to that. And then also, I mean, you can sit right here and eat at the island, you know, if we needed to have like a little extra space. But luckily, we don't have to have it that often. But when our sons come over, we do like to have the extras. All right, so everyone, here's another thing. People always ask me, where did you get your bar stools? Because they do fold up. There's a little button right here you push, and they fold up like this, and then I lay them down in the camper. All right, so I got these very cheap bar stools from Walmart. They are the black ones. I think they're $19.99 now. I feel like they were $9 when I bought them, but they are $19.99 now. But I took the black, like, pleather fake plastic off of the top that has a little cushion, and I got this. Okay, this was during the pandemic and you couldn't find wood, but I found these. They're actually cutting boards. They're bamboo cutting boards. They were already cut to a circle, and I just took that ugly thing off, put this on, and now they're super cute, and I use them in the camper. So I put this one here, and then I add the other one onto the other side, and then there you go. Now that's added the same, like I was saying, you've got the wood, the metal, some more texture. Super cute decoration, and it's functional as well. All right, now this side of the dining room, all I did on here, I added a like a rattan little table runner, a little basket. That is just for Shane's junk. That's all that is, but it's decorative as well. If I were super I would like to change these lights is what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the word. But anyway, I don't care for these light shades, but they're just going to stay there for now. It's totally fine. They are metal. They're cute. They match. I did take out the chairs that came in this camper. They were ugly. I'm sorry, Jacob. But they were ugly black, and I didn't like the fabric. I didn't like how they how they looked in here. So I got these. They're fake leather, of course. Also from Amazon, and they match, kind of match the Pouf and the pillows over there. They all kind of tie in together. Obviously, if you saw my video a few weeks ago, underneath there is my little office desk thing. And then another thing that I did was I added this pillow. All right, so that is it for today. The only other thing I would add is I did forget to say, like, add artwork, baskets, things like that on your walls. I don't have a lot of wall space in this area, but I did add, like, there's a little sign that says our happy place. I made this other little sign. It is the coordinates where Shane and I met. This is our USA map. The sticker, it's a Rivet Supply USA map. It's obviously covered because we've been to all 50 states. But in our hallway, I've got like some other macrame, some baskets. I'll show all of this on here. I'll add that onto it. I'll even, there's not much that I've done to the bathroom or bedroom. The bedroom, I did add curtains. I took down the valances. I would love to do that in here in the living room, but the problem is, I don't know if you can see, I will show, but oh yeah, you can see it. The bottom is black all the way around, the bottom and the sides, which would be great. And I would just pop the valances off, but there's no black trim at the top. It would just be blank. So I don't know if I can get black trim that is just like that. Maybe I should reach out to Jacob If anybody knows how I can get that same black trim that I could put across the top, then I would take the valances down, because that is usually one of the first things that I do in an RV is take down the valances, because they're just, I don't like them. I would rather just have the shades or some little curtains or something. But anyway, maybe eventually I'll take it down and figure something out. But that, you know, I think that's about everything. Just add a little bit of color, some rugs and a few throw pillows, really, and a couple of baskets really will help you. It goes a long way. It'll really give more warmth and homey feeling to your camper, RV, whatever you have. Caravan if you're from Australia or England. Anyway, yeah, that is it for today. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you out there.